Today I'm going to, since it's piss and rain out, I'm not going to be riding. I'm going to talk about fanny packs. So, this summer coming up, I thought I'm going to try using a fanny pack and getting rid of my saddlebag and any frame bags. Just to lighten the bike up. I know it's kind of irrelevant whether you're carrying the stuff on the bike or your body, but I wanted to try it out. The inspiration for this little experiment came from Dustin Klein's gravelbike channel. And on that note, if you haven't checked out his channel, you really need to. It is fantastic. I noticed while watching many of his videos, the people that join him on his rides, they are all wearing fanny packs. Most of them are wearing fanny packs. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try that. So obviously I started doing a lot of research on fanny packs and bum bags. And right away I discovered a lot of these are geared towards mountain bikers. And so they're kind of robust and they're kind of large. And I think one of the reasons they're the size they are is because on a mountain bike, they don't really have room for water bottles on the bike because of the geometry. So a lot of these bum bags for mountain bikes have hydration bladders inside of them. And as well, I think they carry a little bit more stuff than a gravel cyclist would. What I found with most of them is, for my use, they're a little too large and they're about $50 US, so maybe $62 Canadian for these. I'm not spending that much, not for an experiment. So what I ended up doing was obviously heading over to Amazon, and I found this. It looks like a pencil case with straps on it, basically. So I've been using this now on over 200 kilometers. I'm actually really liking it a lot. So I'll walk you through what I have put in this particular fanny pack. What should I refer to this as? Fanny pack, bum bag, hip bag, I don't know. I'll tell you right off the bat what I don't like about it and the difference between the mountain bike bags. Right off the bat is, you see this? It goes all the way over and attaches that way. Most of the hip bags I see have an equal length from the left and right, and the buckle does up right in the middle. What that allows you to do is, if the buckle does up in the middle, you usually have, straps on each side to pull it tight once it's on. Not a big deal. I like doing it this way as well. So the buckle actually sits to the left of my hip, not in the center, which is okay. And it stays snug. And because it's not giant, it's basically like an oversized belt, like a utility belt, you don't even notice that it's there, and it doesn't bounce around a lot. So I got this thing from Amazon, $20. I blacked out the name. I'll put a link and a description of the exact bag this is. I hate logos. I hate logos so much. Basically, I don't want to advertise anybody else's shit for them. And I think a lot of logos look like ass. So I blacked them out with a marker. It's something I've been doing pretty much forever. So let's get down into this. What do I put in this thing? Right off the bat, you can see there are multiple zippers. They're plastic, so they don't make a lot of noise. You have that one, and that one. So you've got 3 entries in here, and you'll see inside each one are more pockets, which is, I like everything sort of separated, so it minimizes rubbing, it minimizes noise, and yeah, and then everything's organized. So I'm kind of goofy that way. All right, let's open her up and have a look, see what's inside. All right, front bag, it's kind of shallow. What I have in here right now is the obligatory mask in case you go somewhere retail. There's been too many times I've wanted to go for a coffee shop, and I wanted to go to a coffee shop for a snack and coffee, and I didn't have a mask, and I forgot a bandana or a neck gaiter, so I couldn't go in. This pocket in here, it's not very deep, but what I would typically put in here is the garage door opener, credit cards if I'm carrying them, driver's license, and my mask. Really, that's about it. So the second stage in here, you can put more fuel. So this is just you see that? It is a collapsible drinking cup. So this is for trail running, because a lot of the aid stations at trail races, they don't have throwaway disposable cups. You have to bring your own. So someone came up with this, and it's ingenious. So I just keep this in there, and you can just crumple it up basically like this, and it fits. So I would also, inside of this pouch, I would put gels or some sort of fuel. Like I'm a big fan of Stroop waffles, you know, the round disc. And here's a pro tip. What I do for trail running and cycling is I take that and I quarter it. So I have 4 pieces from one disc, and then I just put it in a Ziploc bag. And I have just bite-sized pieces that I can take out and eat them and get it over quick, and there's not a huge mess. And then inside here is where I keep all the maintenance stuff. Can you see in there? So tire irons, yeah. Quick link for a chain. Focus on that. Quick link. Can you guys see that? Just a tiny little Ziploc bag. Next, tube. So, you know, it's generally a good idea to have a tube that is new and fits your tire size. This one's from Mountain Equipment Co-op. Costs about $8. Some of you might be asking, why aren't you going tubeless? Why are you using tubes? Well, I have incredibly good luck with not flatting. I think in 15 years of riding, I might have had 6 flats. So on my gravel bike, I run the Vittoria latex inner tubes with Vittoria Torino dry tires. So not planning on going tubeless anytime soon. Not ruling it out completely, but so far I just haven't found a need to go tubeless. So that's why I carry a tube in my fanny pack. We're going to call it a fanny pack. Next, you should always carry some sort of chain tool. Now, I know there's a lot of multi-tools that come with a chain tool built in, but I like to have 2 separate products, because if something happens to this one or it breaks or whatever, I have a separate chain tool. And I find that the ones that are integrated into these multi-tools, they're kind of cumbersome to use, and I just don't want to rely on that. So there you go, 2 separate products, and I've got room in there. What else do we got in here? Swiss Army knife. I've had this thing for years. Got a blade, corkscrew, you know, all the typical Swiss Army stuff, and some zap straps or zip ties. What do you call them? Anyways, that is it. That's all I really carry for tools. It's served me well. This has been my basic toolkit ever since I started cycling. And I I didn't like cramming it all into a saddlebag because I did a lot of road cycling, and I kind of had that road cycling mentality where you want to keep everything streamlined and aerodynamic and neat and tidy. So I would try and cram all that into a tiny little saddlebag. And when you're out cycling and you have to use any of that stuff, getting it off the bike and taking your tools out and then cramming them back in is such a pain in the ass. So this way, if there's any stops while I'm out riding, I just have this on my body. And I think it's just super convenient that way. And then if I go into a store, I can just take this off and have my money and my wallet with me. It just seems to be a very practical solution. I forgot to show you in here. There is an inner pocket inside that. I'm not sure if you guys can see. And I don't know what you would use it for, but what I've done, can you guys see that? It's just right along in here. What I've done is I've put some foam in there that fits this whole space, just so I can have extra protection against my back in case I crash. None of these tools are going to jam into my back, and there's less rattling. So yeah, that's it. And so far, like I said, I've done several 100 kilometers wearing this thing, and it's been fantastic. So there you go. Fanny pack to the rescue. Oh, for frame pump, I just used the Toe Peak Rocket Shot, Hot Rocket. I'll show it to you. That's it there. This is on all of our bikes, one of these, and it's any time I've had to use it to pump up somebody else's tire or my own, these things are bomb-proof and they work really well. Kudos to Toe Peak for that one. Yeah, so that's a rundown why I'm using a fanny pack, just to clean up the bike. Now I can use both my bottle cages because my triangle frame bag, it would cut this off. So you couldn't use this. So you could only have one water bottle, and that just drove me nuts. And all my tools and stuff sat in here. So that's kind of gone. And then obviously no saddle bag, which is a bonus. I started getting wear marks on the frame from the straps of the bag, which is a big no-no to me. I can't stand that stuff. Yeah, and that's it. Oh, maintenance, another maintenance thing. See, this seems like a lot of electrician's tape here on both sides. I do that on purpose. I put extra amount on there because you can always use it in an emergency or for repairs or for whatever. It's good to have a couple of feet of electrician's tape. Maybe you need to line the tire with it, whatever. But another pro tip. That's it. That's the fanny pack. That's the reason behind it, and that's how I use it.